بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين على أمور الدنيا والدين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد خاتم النبيين وآله وصحبه أجمعين ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. We are interrupting our normal scheduled class for tafsir today for a more important reason. A more important reason. For sure, tafsir is one of the most important sciences we can have because it's the understanding of the Quran, correct? But that has no importance in reality. And I feel no. Go back where you were. Who are you? Go back. Go back where you were. I feel that as a teacher, the most important thing for a teacher to teach his students, in reality, is not ilm. Ilm is one part, right? The most important thing for you all to be able to take away from these classes is adab. We hear this word a lot, adab, right? Manners. What does it mean in reality? Every different class of people, there's specific manners that everyone is supposed to employ and supposed to take care of. There's manners from the mu'allim, right? The teacher has to have specific manners. And the muta'allim, the one who's seeking knowledge, has to have certain manners. As well, the regular person has to have certain manners. The manners of the regular person is going to be sometimes rough, harsh, right? It's going to be a little different. As we know that one time, Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he told the man, that was a Bedouin, Arabi, he told him when he committed a wrong act, he said, if I knew you to be from one of the people of Medina, I would have cut your head off. Why? What is the difference between him being from the people of Medina or not? Is it because Medina people are just so much better than everyone else? It's a question. I'm asking. Why was he going to be more severe with him if this person was from Medina? Why?
They know better.
Expected to know better, right? They're around the Prophet ﷺ. They should not be considered or expected to be an ignorant person, right? The sunnah is still there. The sunnah of the Messenger ﷺ was revealed and shown and educated to the people there. There are scholars there. The Sahaba were there in a great number, right? It would be inconceivable to believe that a person that's in Medina that would do that. That a person who has knowledge will behave in such a manner, right? How can the student of knowledge behave like that? Because the first thing that we're expected to learn as tulab al-ilm is manners. And this is a big deficiency these days. People want to memorize. They want to learn. They want to take class after class. But we don't see any change in the mannerisms of the people. The people that come to class and they act like class is just a hangout. It's like being in the mall, movie theater. And the halaqah of ilm, no respect. The Sahaba were going alayhim, when the Messenger ﷺ would be talking, they would be so still, that birds could come and sit on their heads and shoulders. They wouldn't move. They would be attentive, paying attention, facing the Prophet ﷺ. No, we're not the Prophet, of course. But the ilm that we're talking is the same ilm. Right? The ilm that we're saying is Qala Allah wa Qala Rasul. It's upon us to respect that. Or you don't get anything from the knowledge. You get nothing at all from your knowledge if you can just say, Allah said, His Messenger said, but you don't have any adab. You don't have any manners. What's the benefit of the knowledge? There was a time that Imam Malik, rahimahullah ta'ala, he went to go seek knowledge. Right? He went to go seek knowledge. And his mother, this is a reminder for the ladies, right? that majority of the people who became great because of their ilm, they had great mothers pushing them. If the mother doesn't push the child, the mother is an ignorant person. The mother is just at home watching TV. If the mother's just at home talking, the child is going to be the same. The father, majority of the time, is going to be out working. Majority of our great scholars were orphans, only had their mothers, but they still made it. You don't hear many stories, and Allah knows best, of great scholars that only had their fathers. Father got to work. But you hear a lot of stories of great scholars that only had their mothers, that their mothers sacrificed so that they could become great. But if the mother is just at home and all she's doing is on the phone, all she's doing is watching is musalsa TV, and she's just watching soap operas and drama, the child is going to be the same. The child is only going to grow up to learn how to do what? Talk and talk. So Imam Malik, rahimahullah ta'ala, his mother pushed him to go seek knowledge. So one time she sent him out to go seek knowledge, and he came back. She said, "What did you learn?" Before he came in the door, she didn't even let him come in. She said, "What did you learn?" He said, "I learned ilm and adab." She said, "Get away from my house. Get out. I don't want you here." So he went back to his sheikh, like, "Yeah, sheikh, I came to my mother, and she wouldn't even let me in the house." See how they put importance on her ilm. She wouldn't let me in the house. He said, "What did you say to her? What did you do?" He said, "When I came to her house, she asked me, what did I learn? And I said, I learned ilm and adab." He said, "Go back to her and tell her I learned adab and ilm. Switch it. Put adab before their ilm." So he came back and he said, "It's me. It's Malik. Open the door." And she said, "What did you learn?" He said, "I learned adab and ilm." And then she opened the door and hugged him, right? That adab that we're supposed to be able to achieve, that's way more important. I don't care if you know a million ayahs of Quran. If you don't apply it, it's not going to have any benefit on Yawm al-Qiyamah. If your manners and your character doesn't change, what benefit does it have on Yawm al-Qiyamah? That you're nisf al-hafiz, hafiz al-Quran, memorizing the hadith, but you're still cursing with your friends, right? The only time that you know anything about hadith is when you're sitting in front of the teacher. But when you're with your friends, all those hadith that you learn, it has no application. Is Islam only in the books? Is Islam just so that we can know the books and say, I know? Or is it supposed to change our lives? It's a question. What is it supposed to do? Why memorize if you don't change your life? Why memorize if your life becomes disgusting? And then on Yawm al-Qiyamah, what will it be? Al-Quran, the Quran will be a proof for you or a proof against you. What is it going to be for you? And we have to tell you guys this thing over and over. What has changed in your life since you started memorizing and learning? If you can't see a difference in your life, it's a problem. So the question comes, how do you change? How do you become better? How do you change? How do you become better? Does anybody have any ideas?
By acting
Acting like
like the Quran.
the Quran? Acting on the Quran? Definitely. That's a lifetime goal, right? What else? How do you become better? Learn the Sunnah. Okay. How do you guys become better? I'm asking. These are questions.
Live what you learn.
Live what you learn. Anybody else? Develop a habit. It's good. What else? People are quiet now. Normally you guys have so much to say during class time, right? There's so much garbage to talk about during class. Now everyone's quiet. SubhanAllah. Your life, this is your life, right? How do you change? I'm going to tell you, inshallah ta'ala. Number one, you have to change your niyyah. The first and most important thing is you have to rectify. You have to work hard to make write this down. If you don't have a book, that's the first mistake you made when you left your house. If you don't have a notebook or a pen, the first mistake you made was that. Because your intent wasn't to come to leave for seeking ilm. It's come to play. Right? Prophet said, whoever leaves their home, whoever leaves their home seeking ilm for the sake of Allah, he's in the way, he's in the path of Allah. Hatta yarja, he's in the path of Allah until he returns back to his home. The first thing that you need as a talib al-ilm, as a human being, because the talib al-ilm in reality is just trying to learn how to be a good human. Talib al-ilm is not like some type of super saiyan. You guys don't even know what super saiyans are, right? That's beyond their time. Super saiyan. Oh, you know super saiyan? Yeah. Okay. The talib al-ilm is not some superhero. It's a regular person, right? It's nothing different. It should not be a criteria of, oh, that's the talib al-ilm and I'm just regular me. No. We're all just trying to be what? Good Muslims. So the first thing you have to do is what? Fix your intentions. Why are you doing it? Nothing will change if your intention is twisted. How do you change your intention? Sometimes the intention takes time. It's a lifelong process, right? إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّةِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَىٰ. Pay attention to that first part there. You all memorize this hadith. This hadith, if you look in the books of Islam, is most of the time placed as the number one hadith in these books. Why? To remind the people. Arba'in an-Nawawi, first hadith. Sahih Bukhari, first hadith. Why? To remind the person that the most important thing I have to do is fix my intention. Why am I doing it? Now, Ya Mashaykh, you all know this hadith. Explain this hadith to me. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَىٰ. Explain it. Go ahead, you know. Yes, you. You forgot it. You got to review. Explain the hadith to me. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Nobody knows this azim hadith? This great hadith you guys don't know? إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. What? Your actions are judged by your intentions. That's all? No, I want the first two lines. That's all I'm asking for. Explain to me the first two lines. Huh? What do you say? Every action you're doing starts from your niyyah. Okay. All right, what's the next line? Come on. What's the next line mean? What's the next line mean? Every action will be what? It'll be motivated. It'll be produced. It is brought out. It is brought into it because of the niyyah. Your action comes out because of what you intend. What did I intend, right? So then the next line is what? وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَىٰ. Everyone will have what they intended. Does that make sense? The first thing is talking about why did you do it? I wanted this, and you'll get what you intended. So if you intended to seek the face of Allah by seeking knowledge, that's what you'll get the reward for. And if you're trying to seek knowledge to please Allah, what'll happen? You'll start to do the actions that are pleasing to Allah. Does that make sense? If you're seeking knowledge to please Allah, to get closer to Allah, what will you end up doing eventually by default? Doing the actions that are pleasing to Allah. That's why seeking knowledge is what? The easiest path to Jannah. Prophet ﷺ said, مَنْ سَلَكَ طَرِيقًا يَلْتَمِسُ فِيهِ what? عِلْمًا سَهَلَ اللَّهُ بِهِ طَرِيقًا إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. That whoever seeks a path, whoever goes out to seek a path, to seek ilm, to learn, ilm shar'i, right? Allah will make easy for him or for her the path to Jannah. This is the path, this is the path to Jannah. There is no path to Jannah easier than talib al-ilm. learning about Allah and His Messenger. There's no path easier. Why? Because if your intention is correct, or even if you keep trying to rectify your intention, what will eventually happen is that the more you learn, the more actions you will do to get close to Allah. Right? The talib al-ilm is not going to be in the club, inshallah. Right? Not going to be at the party. Not going to be listening to the music. Not going to be doing all those foolish things. Why? Because his life is surrounded with ilm. And he knows what Allah has said. And he's always constantly, or she's always constantly trying to do what? Please Allah. That's what they said their intention is, right? What should be your intention by seeking knowledge? To please Allah. If that's your intention, you'll get what you intended. If that's your intention. If your intention is to please Allah, you will get that. Does that make sense? But if your intention is just to hang out, guess what it shows? Your actions will show that I'm just here to hang out. Your actions won't change. Your behavior won't change. You'll still be the old dirty, dusty person you was before you came. Right? Because you don't have any intention in your heart to change. You just want to hang out, see your people. Oh, I haven't seen you all week. You was asking me to go to different schools. That's cool. That's one other intention. But if you want to get close to Allah, make your intention to please Allah. Make your intention to do what? Please Allah. If not, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Go do something else. Go play soccer or something. But if you want to get close to Allah, seek ilm. If you want to please Allah, seek ilm. Utilize it for your time. There is nothing better that you can be doing with your time than seeking ilm. Wallahi. And that's the reason why, guess what? That's why Shaitan wages war against the talib al-ilm so much. That's why he makes you hate reading. Right? So you hate reading. I read so much today. Why? Shaitan was... Pay attention to this, right? If you actually look at the time that is spent doing anything else, right? Whatever it is. Look how easy it is to watch a movie for 2 hours. Easy, right? A movie could be straight corny. And you can watch the whole thing. That was a whack movie. Later on, he said, that was corny. Why you can't read for 2 hours? Why? The shaitan is waging war against you. Tries to make you tired. As soon as you start reading, you start yawning. Oh, I'm tired. I haven't slept all day. The shaitan is waging war against that. He doesn't want you doing that. You try to apply some knowledge, shaitan comes to try to fight against you. That in itself should be enough of a proof that what you're doing is correct. Because the shaitan doesn't attack you if you doing the wrong thing. He leaves you alone. He's with me, or I don't have to work on that person. But the person who's doing the right thing, the shaitan is going to work on you. So the first thing is what? Fix your intention. What's the first thing? Fix your intentions. The second thing is make a lot of dua. Make dua that Allah allows you to apply what you learn. Make dua that Allah allows you to apply what you learn. And to help you to learn more. Somebody tell me, in the Quran, how many ayat in the Quran did Allah ever tell the Prophet ﷺ to ask for something, to be increased in something? Anybody know? Any ayat in the Quran that Allah said to the Prophet to say, increase me. Give me more of something. Anybody know? The only ayah in the Quran, there's only one ayah in the Quran where he told Rabbi Zidni, what? Ilman. Only ayah in the Quran. He never told his messenger ﷺ to ask for an increase of anything besides knowledge. So we should be the ones, the foremost people to ask for Allah increases in ilm, in amal, and help us to apply what we know. Increase us in what? Ilm and action. So the second thing is what?
Make a lot of dua.
Ask Allah. Ya Alim. Ask Allah by his names as we know, right? Ya Alim. Ya Khabir. Right? Oh Allah, teach me. Number 3. We said number 1 is your attention. Number 2 is what?
Make dua.
Make dua. Number 3 is to apply, have an application means to gain taqwa. Knowledge won't come to you unless you fear Allah. It's the reality. وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يُعَلِّمَكُمُ اللَّهَ. That's what Allah says, right? Whoever fears Allah, Allah will teach them. If you fear Allah, Allah will teach you. Teach you what you never could have imagined to know. But if you don't have taqwa, if your days are spent, right, looking at the haram, listening to haram, talking about haram, how are you going to learn anything? Right? Some people struggle to memorize, right? They can't memorize. Fear Allah. If you can't memorize, if your memory is so weak and you can't memorize a page of Quran or half a page of Quran, wallah, it's your sins that are killing you. It's nothing else besides your sins. So you have to do what? Increasing your taqwa. Stop playing around so much. If ilm is what you want, apply it, have taqwa. Fear Allah. Cut out the nonsense, right? Cut out the nonsense. And what does taqwa mean? Taqwa is not some fancy word like people try to, it's fancy, can't understand. No, you can understand it. Fear Allah based upon knowledge. Know who Allah is and fear Him. Taqwa is a place between yourself and Allah, a shield to protect you. Or Ustad ibn Habib, he says, أن تعمل بطاعة الله على نور من الله ترجو ثواب الله. That you work in obedience to Allah. تعمل بطاعة الله upon nur. What type of nur? This is knowledge. You work with the knowledge that you have. Whatever you have, however much you have, you work with it. You got 5 ayats of the Quran, you work with those 5 ayats. Right? Upon nur from Allah, hoping to receive a reward from Allah. وَأَن تَتْرُكْ مَعْصِيَةِ اللَّهِ عَلَى نُورٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ تَخَافُ عِقَابَ اللَّهِ. That you work or you abandon disobeying Allah. You try your best to stay away from disobeying Allah. You try your best to stay away from disobeying Allah. Upon nur, you know, as long as you know it's haram, just stay away from it. Whatever you know to be haram, you avoid. You might not know everything, but what you know to be haram, you stay away from it. If you know it to be haram, stay away from it. And there's not that many things that are haram. We finished the kaba'ir. Is there really that many things that are haram? It's not really, right? There isn't. We just have to stay away from those few things. Fearing a punishment from Allah. The next thing, so we said what? That's 4?
3.
That's 3? No, we said number 1, niyyah. Number 2, dua. Number 3, what? Taqwa. Number 4 is take knowledge, make knowledge important in your life. Right? وَمَن يُعَظِّمْ مِنْ شَعَائِرِ اللَّهِ ذَلِكَ مِنْ تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. Whoever magnifies the sha'a'ir. The sha'a'ir are the things that something is known by. Right? What is Islam known by? Any of those things that Islam is known by, you have to make that to be great to you. Somebody tell me some of the things that Islam is known by.
Manners.
Manners. What type of manners?
Good manners.
What type of good manners? Come on. Somebody tell me things that Islam as a deen is known by. Yes, good manners. A Muslim should have good manners.
Telling the truth.
Telling the truth, being honest, is one of the things that Muslims are supposed to be known by. The Prophet ﷺ said what? He said a Muslim can be a lot of things. Can't be a liar. Respecting each other? Yes. You got to have respect for each other, right? The Prophet ﷺ said what? That he's not from amongst us who doesn't do what? Have respect for their elders and is kind to the young people, right? Respect for sure. What else? Trustworthy. You got to be trustful. You have to be trustworthy. If somebody gives you something, you have to fulfill the trust. You got to fulfill the trust. Correct? What else? Modesty. Big one. Right? You can't be fat. It should be Muslim running around dressed like a, whatever. Right? You can't be Muslim like that. These are qualities that the Muslims are known by. The Muslim doesn't run around in tight pants. The Muslim girl doesn't run around with her body showing. Right? These are qualities that Islam is known by. Modesty. When you see a woman with a lot of clothes on, you say that's a Muslim woman. You see a man with a nice kameez on, and you say that's a Muslim man. Muslims are known by that, right? Muslims are known by that. The Muslim woman, you don't expect to see a Muslim woman walking down the street with a guy that's not her husband. Do you expect to see that? That's like, whoa, what happened there? That's unexpected to see Muslim women, subhanAllah, with their hair uncovered. Right? To see a Muslim woman or man in a party dancing with each other. Wallahi, what type of a time are we living in that Muslims are in parties dancing with each other as if there's nothing wrong? I remember, subhanAllah, subhanAllah, I tell you, right? When I was we were just in Sudan, right? And my friend wanted to go to a wedding. So I didn't know, I'm thinking, this guy, my friend, so I'm like, subhanAllah, I'll go, and I feel shy to tell him no, right? So I said, I should have asked him first what type of wedding this was, right? But I figured that he knows, I'm not going to. So when we get there, wallah, it looks like some type of Oscars party. The kuffar go to. Everyone is lights, camera, action, and people are coming out with all types of weird outfits on. So I said, what is this? So he said, no, don't worry, we're going to eat first. But, alhamdulillah, Allah have mercy upon me. I ate before earlier, right? Because if I was hungry, who knows if I would have been weak and said, I'm hungry, I got to eat. But alhamdulillah, I ate earlier, right? So I said, listen, I'm not hungry, right? I said, I'm not hungry. So I said, wait a second, the women and men are coming in together. And I said, yo, they going to be dancing and stuff here? He says, yeah, but that's going to be later. So I said, my mind, the shaitan is playing with your head. I said, whoa, what type of thing is this? So I'm fighting with myself, and I said, whoa. Then I see them starting to set up the band. I said, I'm out. They start to set up a band, like a real, they get ready to have a party, a shindig, as we say anyway. So I said, wait a second. Then I asked him, I said, here's my friend. I said, Akhi, they're going to have dance. This is going to be a mixed party? And I said, yo, you know this is haram. He said, no, but that's just in the text. He said, that's just shara'i. So I said, now I'm starting to scratch my head. I said, so is there a difference between what we do in the deen and what we do in real life? What the text of the Sharia says, is it different than what we actually do in real life? No. The Sharia was sent to show us how to live real life. I said, Assalamu alaikum, I'll catch you tomorrow. I'm out. He said, oh, man, don't go, man, please. I said, listen, I'm gone, Jack. I'm not staying here. They get ready to have a shindig. And I don't want to be. Wallahi, in my mind, I kept thinking Allah's going to strike me down. Wallahi, this was going in my mind. I said, if I stay for one more second, something's going to come out the sky and strike me down. So I think I said, I got to go before the adab comes to you people. I don't want to be here when the adab comes. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I said, I have to go. Well, I'm terrified. I'm sitting like this. Oh, Allah's going to, the adab is coming. I'm scared. SubhanAllah, the Muslims shouldn't want to be in a place where so much evil is happening. You don't know what type of punishment Allah might have planned for some people. And He is there just out of, you want to, no, can't be like that. We have to be able to say, you know what, no, so I'm out. I don't even know how to get home, but I'm out. Right? I don't even know where my apartment is, but I'm out of here. Tell them how to get to where I got to go so I can go. Salaam alaikum. Catch me in the morning. No, wallahi. It's real life stuff. Don't tell me, no, listen, Akhi, that's shara'i. There's no difference. We're Muslims. Either we're going to apply Islam as it is, or we're done and finished. There can't be any type of I'm Muslim, but I don't practice Islam. Are we kuffar then? I'm Muslim, I know what Allah says, but, you know, that's old stuff. That's old. So Allah is, you know, you're going to put Allah's deen in a time for yourself. Man, well, guys, we have to really look at ourselves. Then, so we're saying what? That the Muslim is supposed to be modest, to have a sense of shyness. Right? How can you be happy, you know, subhanAllah, see your wife dancing in front of some men? How can you as a man in your heart, how can a woman, subhanAllah, forget the men? Let's go to the woman. I'm going to beat them up. How can you be happy to sit in front of some men and dance, shake it? What type of stuff is this? The quality of a woman is her shyness. Then for the man to allow it, this is a day you like, I'm not a day you live in, subhanAllah. You let your wife or your sister come, her hair is uncovered, and they come, subhanAllah. May Allah forgive us and guide us. And we wonder why our deen is being attacked and being treated the way it's being treated. We don't look at Islam as being nothing. We look at Islam as just being in the books. And if you're in the books, they say, oh man, this guy's old, man, this guy is extreme. He's reading, he's studying. And stay away from that guy, man. He's going to make everybody bored. No, subhanAllah, this guy, inshallah, is trying to make sure, try to bring the people to Jannah. Then we say another quality of the Muslim is knowledge. A quality of the Muslim is knowledge. A quality of a Muslim is what? Knowledge. This is what a lot of people forgot this one. The Muslim is not expected to be ignorant. What is knowledge? Somebody tell me, what is knowledge? What is knowledge? What is knowledge?
Knowing the right from the wrong.
Knowing the right from the wrong. Yes and no.
Wisdom.
What is knowledge?
Wisdom.
No, knowledge is sometimes you get old, man. You start forgetting stuff. Knowledge is to understand something as it truly is. Knowledge is to understand something as it truly is. What is ignorance? Ignorance is to have the absence of understanding something properly. And your ignorance might be basit or it might be murakkab, right? You might have slight ignorance and you might have compound ignorance. Some people are so ignorant they say they think they know what it really is, but they don't. That's called jahl murakkab. That your ignorance is compounded. That I say, what's this? You say it's a floor. Look, I say, what's this thing here? You say, oh, that's a floor. I say, subhanAllah, that's a floor? That's compound ignorance. That even though you understand something contrary to what it truly is, you understand the opposite. So now the Muslim is the one who's competent. The Muslim has knowledge. Maybe not knowledge of everything, but they have some knowledge. They have some understanding. Right? Another thing that we see today that happens a lot, and this is one of the most ugliest things that we've noticed recently, in the recent times, is amongst the tulab al-ilm. Not really amongst you all, but amongst tulab al-ilm, other places we see this, the most ugliest of behavior. That we see the tulab al-ilm, they look like regular people. When you see a doctor, right? Do you know what a doctor looks like when you go into the hospital? You can know automatically that that's a doctor, it's not a security guard, right? Do you mistake the security guard for the doctor? Oh, security guard, operate on my family, he's dying. No. You know the security guard from the doctor. And the security guard, you can tell who he is if you need some safety, right? So why today do we see the tulab al-ilm, right? Whether they're young, they dress and look like regular people. There's no way, Pop, never seen none of my mashayikh ever come to a dars or a lesson dressed like a regular person. With jeans and pants on. I've never seen this from any of my mashayikh. From the time I was 11 years old to this time now, I've never seen this from my teachers. I find that to be the most strangest thing ever. That a talib al-ilm, a sheikh, whatever, comes dressed in a suit. Or comes dressed with a pants on and a shirt. A talib al-ilm is a type of job. You should look like you are a part of ilm. You should look like you ascribe to ilm. Even if we say wearing a qamis is not wajib, right? But it should be wajib on you because of your job title. You say you want to be a talib al-ilm, then look the part. A doctor's going to look like a doctor. Why shouldn't you have respect for your ilm? Why should you not have respect for what you say you're about? How do we expect other people to respect our ilm and knowledge if we don't respect it? We just look like Joe Blow. The karate sensei, he's going to come in wearing what? Karate uniform, right? To distinguish himself from everyone else, because that brings respect to what you're doing. But if you don't respect your craft of ilm, how do you expect anyone else to do it? You want to be a talib al-ilm, you want to be a teacher, and you come in with jeans on and a shirt. And you sit and give a class. What's wrong with you? Well, I remember when I was young, my teacher, subhanAllah, I remember now they used to come with big, nice imam on, nice white qamis, and it was a beautiful thing to see. Every day. Even my gym teacher used to wear imam and qamis. My gym teacher, Ma'alim Asif, I remember his name was like a ninja. His name was Maulana Asif, and his brother was Maulana something else. These guys, and he used to teach gym with an imam on, a turban. He used to teach our gym class with a turban on. And they used to look at these guys like, wow, mashallah, you. One of my teachers, I used to watch, they used to play sports. Like they would come outside and play hockey with everybody with imam, with a turban and the qamis on. Because they respected their ilm. And they respected themselves to know that regardless of what I'm doing, I'm still this person. Right? I'm like, oh, mashallah, this guy's teaching gym class, teaching, he has imam on. This was, that teaches you to have respect for it. And we respected them because of it. I remember, subhanAllah, it was like an honor. Our teachers used to sit on we used to have these nice blankets that we used to sleep on, right? We would buy these blankets. They're like really soft blankets, and you fold them. And we would put those for our teachers to sit in pillows. We would bring our own pillows and our own blankets down for our teachers to sit on, right? And it would be an honor. Like we would sort of like fight over it a little bit about whose blanket we were going to use that day. No, I already brought my blanket. We would have it sitting there waiting for the teacher, right? Have it sit nice folded. It was like an honor to us to do khidmah for our teachers, to serve our teachers, right? And sometimes we would put 2 or 3 blankets, right? When somebody beat us, they would put our blanket on top of it and say, yeah, it's okay. Now they have 2. Right? And put a nice pillow there. The teachers would expect it. They would know that should be there that day. They would expect for that to be there. And we would not miss that, not a beat. If somebody did that, if your teacher came and that wasn't there, and you have 20, 30 kids in a class, it's like, yo, what's wrong with you? Are you crazy? That the teacher doesn't have his mat to sit on? That's supposed to be done and taken care of. Because if you respect their ilm, has nothing to do with the teacher in reality. Has to do with their teaching. The teacher is just a person, of course. We don't worship them. But we respect what they're teaching. What they're teaching is called Allah, called Rasul. Allah said and His Messenger said. So we respect that. We give honor to that. And that's how you become honorable. I remember that when we were younger, I didn't understand it at first. You're young, I'm 12 years old, I'm in a foreign, I don't know nobody here. I'm the only American, right? And some things I thought was really weird, right? And I didn't understand it then. I thought these guys were a bunch of Sufis, right? I said, man, these Sufis, man, they're crazy. But wallahi, they were true, they were right. They used to tell, like from the things I remember, they used to tell, when you walk with your book, you walk with your book and you hold it like this. It's like, yo, these Sufis, man, what are they? Young, ignorant, right? Jahil Murakkab probably, right? And I'm like, why are they talking like this? Yo, hold your Quran, hold your mushaf. I'm like, it's just a mushaf. SubhanAllah. From taqwa is to respect the shahad of Allah. The ulama of the salaf, they talk about this. When you hold your book high. You give respect to it. Look at some of you guys masahif. You guys have your own personal book. They're falling apart, ripping. You guys don't even take care of it. You should be gluing and fixing and making sure that your mushaf looks nice. Put a cover on it. Take care of it. Guys, throw it there. We find papers from notes from classes all over the place. If you don't respect the knowledge, you will not become respectable. Do you understand that? You have to respect the knowledge. If you give part of yourself to ilm, ilm will give. If you give all of yourself to ilm, as they say, then the ilm will give you part of itself. That's just, it'll just give you part. You got to give all yourself to the knowledge. I remember another thing that we used to do when I was younger. Well, Allah had a great effect on me when I was young. That we would clean the bathrooms. Seriously. And imagine this. Think about these type of bathrooms. You have 100, 150 young boys, right? No mothers, no sisters, just young boys. No elders for the most part. After class, there was no older people. There was like one or two older students that would make sure we didn't kill each other or something like that. But think about it, right? You have 100 and something young boys living together. What do you think those bathrooms look like? Think about it. You guys have brothers, right? You let brothers, if the boys won't clean the bathroom, how the thing's going to look? 150 young boys using the bathroom. Bathrooms are terrible sometimes. But we would, some of the older students would used to tell us, right? Clean the bathroom. What does that do, clean the bathroom? You take the dirtiest place in the masjid or the madrasa, you clean it with the intention that you hope that Allah al-jazaa min jins al-amal. That I hope the same way that I'm cleaning this dirty, filthy place, that Allah will clean my heart. Allah will clean my heart to make me ready to receive ilm. Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah ta'ala, whenever he couldn't figure something out, he would go into an old abandoned masjid, right? And roll himself in the dirt. Humble himself in the sand and beg Allah until he could figure out that issue, that mas'ala. You humble yourself to Allah, Allah will give you. But us today, we act like it's a I gotta clean the bathroom. You should be rushing to do it. As filthy as some of our hearts are, we should be rushing to clean the bathroom. And these bathrooms are not dirty, subhanAllah, compared to how I'm telling you, subhanAllah, the bathrooms were filthy. And we would clean them. To try to hope that Allah will clean our hearts. To hope that Allah will allow us to become better. And we would clean them, right? And we kept that place clean. We didn't have any maids. We didn't have anyone to come and clean up afterwards. Us young boys, 12, 13, 14, we kept that place clean. Why? Because we knew it. We were certain that as much as we would try our best to clean up that stuff, that Allah will clean our hearts. It has a huge effect on you. You don't realize the great effect it has when you serve the deen of Allah. When you serve ilm, the masjid, you clean it. You take the time, nobody's there, you just come and you clean the bathrooms. You serve the ilm. You respect the ilm. You dress the part. You talk the part. You go to play basketball, right? You go to play basketball, you have a uniform on, right? Basketball, soccer, play, whatever. It's the same thing. Why are we playing games that, but I'm in America? Who cares? I don't care where you are. Look the part. You want to talk the part? You want to talk like an alim? Then look like one. Whoever imitates a people is from amongst them, right? We always use it for the one side that if you imitate the kuffar, you're from the kuffar. But the opposite applies too. If you imitate the righteous, guess what? You'll be like them, inshallah. If you imitate the righteous and the salihin and the ulama, inshallah, you'll be like them. Don't imitate the terrible people. In America, people wear pants and shirts. Who cares? Those are fools. Should we act like them? Is that how you should act? Some girls, they wear their hijab like this. So what? Should you imitate those girls or the best of them? What do the best of the girls do? What do the best and the most righteous of the women do? Imitate them if you want to be righteous. If you don't want to be righteous, then imitate the worst. If you don't want to be righteous, then dress like everybody else. But if you want to be righteous, imitate the righteous. That's a rule in Islam. Why do we want to dress and talk like the Prophet ﷺ? Because he was the best that ever lived. So we imitate him. And then we imitate his Sahaba. And we imitate the Tabi'een. Why? Because they were the best. Somebody give me a description of what you think righteous men dress like. Somebody tell me, what does a righteous man dress like? A sheikh, an alim. Somebody tell me what your favorite alim looks like. Okay, what does Mufti Ming look like? I don't want to use him right now. We have some problems with him right now. Somebody else. does Sheikh Sudais look? I've seen him in person. Of course, a few times. What does he dress like? Huh?
You just said
He doesn't just wear a kameez. He wears a kameez. He wears an abaya. He wears a hudra. He wears a kuf. Everything. He's dressed to the T at all times, right? So they're going to play some days. What does he look like? He has thobe on, right? When you see Wallahi, I'm going to tell you something. I'm glad you said Sudais, right? When you see the imams of the Kaaba and the Haram, when they come in, right? They look like superstars. Everyone is there taking pictures. It's like they walk on a red carpet for every salah. I was there standing there, I was praying my sunnah, and I stopped, and I said, man, why is everybody lined up like this? You ever see like a red carpet walk? Where somebody walks a red carpet? I said, what is going on? People are fighting to get to a certain area. And I said, what is going on? What is the deal? And everybody's looking at the stairs. So I started looking at the stairs too. You know, what's coming? I don't know what's coming, right? So I'm looking for the stairs too. And then you see like he comes with an entourage. It's like a bunch of people. It's not just him. He comes with somebody that's holding a microphone stand. Somebody that has a rug for him because the microphone they bring, it's like a golden microphone. The microphone they bring for every salah. Somebody has the mic. And his whole team is dressed nice. You can't really tell which one is a sheikh because they all are dressed nice and nice. They all are, mashallah, clean. Right? So I said, whoa, man. This guy's like a superstar for real. I wish I'd have took my camera out. I felt like a groupie. Because I want to take my camera out and snap a picture too. But I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I had to fight myself. I'm not going to do it. Everyone is lined up. Click, 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 click. I said, whoa, subhanAllah. And he's chilling. He's not like, yo, what's happening, everybody? Oh, it's me. He's focused on his job. I'm here to lead the salah. Right? No, I finished praying. Yeah, of course. Finished praying. Right? So, but he comes down, right? And I'm telling you, look, he's short. He's not a tall guy. He's short, right? So then, you know, his kameez is above his ankle and stuff. But it looks like he's gliding. Like, I'm like, they have an escalator walking on it? But he's just like chilling, walking. And then he gets to where they got to go. But that's how they do it. Nice, right? So that's how we should imitate them, right? Don't people go and try to imitate their favorite soccer or basketball player, how they dress? Right? So why don't we try to imitate, if that's your favorite Sheikh Sudais, why don't try to dress like him? Why not? Somebody tell me, what does a righteous woman dress like? Whoa. Wait, I didn't say it. What does a righteous woman dress like in Islam? If you were to describe a righteous woman by her appearance, Allah knows the hearts, of course, right? But if you see the sheikha, an alima, what would you expect her to look like? A jilbab. What type of jilbab? Nice, pretty, purple, greenish one? A long one? Tight one, right? Nice tight jilbab like this? What type of jilbab do you expect her to be wearing? A real loose one, right? Baggy. What else? What type of hijab? You think she's going to have a little hijab that just come like this, like this? Is that what she's going to have on? I'm asking. Little like scarf hijab around her neck? Is that what she's going to wear? I'm asking. You guys know. If you see an alima, what do you expect her to wear? That goes from her head down? MashaAllah. What else? Is she going to have perfume on? She going to have on Dolce & Gabbana perfume? Huh? What type of shoes you think she's going to be wearing? I'm asking you all. Maybe she comes into the masjid and you see her take her shoes off. What type of shoes would you expect to see her with? Some high heels? Stilettos? Huh? Some flat shoes, right? No sound, some flat shoes, right? If we want to go further, I mean, what do you think she'll have on her face? Let's just ask. Just a question. What do you think she'll have on her face? Huh? Niqab? Yeah, most likely, right? A nice alima, sheikha. Almost 10 times out of 10, she's going to be wearing niqab, right? She's not going to want no man to see her, right? She's going to cover her face. So why not imitate them? Or do we not want to be righteous? Do we want to be right? That's the question. Do we want to be righteous? Do we consider, I'm asking you all a question. Do you consider yourself to want to be righteous? So why not imitate them? How would you expect her to walk? When she walked, you know, that type of funny stuff that you guys do, right? She will walk shyly, right? They say that the woman who walks, they say the walk of the man and the woman is different. The scholars say the walk of a man is long. He walks long, right? And the walk of a woman is short steps. She walks with, pay attention. She walks with short steps. Small, short steps. Why? She doesn't want to rock. She doesn't want to rock when she walks. She doesn't walk with long steps, because when you walk with long steps, you're going to rock. You're going to sway. So she walks with short ones. The woman, the alima, the sheikha, she's paying attention to all of this. Because she understands what, she has knowledge. And knowledge is what? What did I say knowledge was? Understand something how it properly should be understood. As it really is. Not in a fake way. So she does like this. So how should we be? We should try to look at the righteous people and try to imitate them. Not imitate these ignorant, stupid, stinking kuffar. Not these evil, wicked people that people like to imagine that they're like them. How can I dress like an evil, wicked person? No. Dress and imitate the righteous. If you want to be a scholar, if you want to be an alim, imitate them. It is the most ugliest thing to see a talib al-ilm dressed like a regular person, talking like a regular person. But you want to be a talib al-ilm? Which one of your scholars or people that led you ever did like this? You present yourself, you come in the best way possible. You know, subhanAllah, even my mother, right? It's good to have, you know, your mother's around sometimes, right? You know, my mother, she corrected me the other day. And she said, yo, what's up with you, man? You know, why you don't have no type of table in front of you when you're teaching? I said, man, you know, I try to keep it simple. She said, nah, it doesn't look good. You're supposed to have a, you know, present your stuff properly. So I said, man, I brought the table.
No.
You see what I'm saying? So we gotta, you know, sometimes we gotta get corrected sometimes, right? We gotta get corrected. We gotta accept correction. So does it look right? You need to have a table because what? You're presenting an ilm. It's not about you being simple for yourself. Yes, you want to be simple. But what you're doing, the makan that you're sitting in, is the makan of the Prophet ﷺ. And the scholars that came after them. You got to present it and make it look nice. Is that correct?
Yes.
So we have to be that same way. If you don't honor the knowledge, you won't get any of it. What's the next thing you need? How many did we say so far? 4? What was the fourth one I said?
Making knowledge important.
Make knowledge important. The next thing is be patient. The next thing is to be what? Patient. The next thing is to be patient. What does that mean? One of the things that you're going to need most in talab al-ilm is patience. You need patience to read. You have to be able to read a lot. You need patience to come to class on time and be in class and be quiet and take the abuse of your teachers. You have to be able to be patient with what? Taking the abuse of your teachers. Your teacher doesn't abuse you to destroy you. Good teachers, right? They abuse you. They abuse you. What? To prepare you. To mold you. So you have to get used to that. Your teacher yelling at you. Your teacher correcting you. It should not be a thing that you're upset. Oh, my teacher corrected me. Oh. You should be happy to be corrected. That somebody cares enough about you to correct you. Right? Sometimes we see students, man, you correct them in their Quran, they act like you punch them in the face. Ah, man, I didn't make a mistake. Okay, you can't learn here. Well, why? I purposely do it to some people sometimes. I remember I did it to one kid the other day. This guy came in, he has so much, pride in himself, right? And I said, I'm going to break this kid right now. I said, he's full of pride. He came in, the first thing he asked me, subhanAllah, he came into my madrasa and says, yo, can I lead Salat al-Isha? So imagine my face. I couldn't even see my face, but I could imagine my face. Are you serious? Your first day here, you already talking about you want to lead the Salat? I said, okay. Are you ready? He said, yeah, I'm ready. So I said, let me hear you read. And I broke his recitation down on purpose. I picked every little mistake he made on purpose. You know, you guys know for the most part, I don't pick on every mistake you guys make. I let you get away with a lot because we're going to keep going forward. But I picked every mistake he made to show him that, listen, if you're a talent, be a talent. If you want to learn, come to learn. Don't come to teach. Right? Not to say that we can't learn from everyone, but you have to humble yourself. You have to humble yourself for ilm. So listen, we don't deal with pride. It's not about, I want to finish the Quran so I can lead the salah. Wallahi, leading the salah is a matter. Do you know the fiqh of the salah? Tell me, what do you do if you make a mistake? What is a mistake? Oh, you can't tell me any of that, but you want to lead the people. You're in a rush to be famous. Fix your intention. So I told him, listen, so when I pick a mistake, I can see he's getting angry with me when I'm picking his mistakes. I'm picking them all apart. He didn't come back. But you know why? I said, listen, if he's going to be sincere, he'll come back. If he's not sincere, he won't come back. He didn't come back. And Allah knows he might come back, inshallah, right? But the point is, I did that on purpose to show him, to teach him a lesson. And that's important that we see the arrogant ones. That they just feel like they can't be touched. Because you have to fix them first. Got to be fixed. I remember myself, I'm telling you from a personal story, right? That when I was younger, I wanted to leave school to go lead Tarawih, right? They had, subhanAllah. This was probably this was the saddest year of my young life, right? I was so sad. Imagine I'm far away from home. I haven't been home all year, right? And Ramadan is here. Everyone is leaving to go home for Ramadan. Some of the children are going to lead Tarawih here and everywhere there, right? So my family, I was supposed to go lead Tarawih in the masjid, right? And I was amped, because we don't eat that good food in school. We have bad food. It's just rough life. And they have all, my family, my sister called me and said, oh, I have this for you. We cook this. I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat good. I'm going, man. I'm going out there and I'm going to go lead Tarawih. I'm going to chill, right? The principal of the school told me I couldn't leave. I thought he was crazy. I said, he's out of his mind. He said, no, Khadar, you can't leave. I said, what do you mean? Everybody's leaving. He said, no, you have to stay. I said, no, I'm not staying. You don't understand. My family, they're waiting for me. Like, look, subhanAllah, it's killing it myself. I have to fix this. And wallahi, I thank him now that he did this to me. Right? He said, no, you can't go. I said, no, Sheikh. His name is Mufti Sahib. I said, Mufti Sahib, you don't understand. They already prepared everything for me. My ticket is ready for me to go. I'm going out there. They're waiting for me. You get what I'm saying? He said, no, but you can't leave. He said, if you leave, you can't come back. I said, wait. Mufti Sahib, did you hear what you just said? He said, you need more tarbiyah. I said, no, I don't need nothing. I need to go. So I called my parents, right? I said, oh, I haven't talked to him. He's crazy. He told them the same thing. If he leaves, he can't come back. They told me, you got to stay. I was so sad. I was heartbroken. I haven't been home. I wanted to go. I'm like 12, I think, at the time, 12 or 13. And I just wanted to leave, But I made the decision, alhamdulillah, okay, I'll stay. And it was the best decision I ever made. I stayed, alhamdulillah. And it taught me something more than anything in the Quran. It taught me how to humble myself. If you don't learn how to be corrected at a young age, then you'll never be able to go far as a talib al-ilm. You have to learn how to be able to accept correction. And we see this to be a huge problem today with tulab al-ilm. That they can't accept correction. If you tell them they're wrong, they want to fight you. Oh, what do you mean I'm wrong? I made a mistake. You make a mistake, you make a mistake. It doesn't mean that you're dumb because you made a mistake. It just means you what? Made a mistake. People take a mistake to be a part of their pride, like, I can't make a mistake. The ilm has to be more important to you than your own self. Do you understand that? The ilm has to be more important to you than your pride, your honor, because the only true honor comes from obeying Allah. What was that, number 5?
Patience.
Patience. The last thing I want to mention is you got to be serious. You have to be serious in your talab al-ilm. It's not always easy because you want to do stuff. You want to have fun, right? How old are you? 13. I was around you, a little bit younger than you. Away from home, right? And I learned there, right, that I had to be serious. These older people, these other older students, they're telling you, that, at first all you want to do is play, right? I understand. You want to play all day. You don't realize until you become older how much time you waste from playing while you're young. Right? Yes, playing is fun, right? But you can't play all day. Play some, right? But you can't play all day. What time will you give to Allah? Right? Not just at the masjid. You have to be able to be serious enough that when you go home, you spend time studying. When you go home, you spend time reviewing. Without anybody telling you. You have to be serious enough for that. Otherwise, you won't go anywhere. It becomes a waste of time. If you come to class every week and you don't go and do anything after that with it, it becomes a waste of your time. You're not going to get the benefit that you're trying to get. You understand? Actually, I wanted to mention the story of Khadar and Musa also, but we ran out of time. So, please, I'm begging you all. I'm asking you kindly. Right? Take ilm serious. If you don't take it serious now, we're going to lose our next generation. And Allah will destroy us upon ilm. Right? Allah will destroy us. أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنْ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ وَأَضَلَّهُ اللَّهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ. Don't you see the one who took his desires to be his God? All he wants to do is please himself. All he wants to do is play all day long. Allah made him go astray with ilm. Allah knew that about him, so he made him go astray. Right? You can't just play all day. There has to be a time you give to Allah. And that should be the most of your time. Are there any questions? So what are we going to try to do moving forward? Huh? What do you say? Be better humans, huh? Allah will judge them. Allah make us better. Every day we should try to be better than yesterday. Every day we should try to make it today better than yesterday. Only a fool thinks that today is the best day of his life. Only a fool will consider yesterday to be the best day of his life. Today should be better. And then tomorrow should be better than that. And then the day after that should be even better. You understand what that means? Don't live in the past and think that my best day was yesterday. No, today has to be better. Every day you should fight yourself to be better. If you don't want to be better, then just die. You might as well die. Seriously. What's the point of a life that doesn't become better? Is there any benefit in a life that does not become better, or that you don't want to be better? Doesn't mean that every day you're going to have a day that you fall short. But you should have that mindset, that type of drive, that I'm going to make tomorrow better. Okay, today I didn't do too good. I'm going to make tomorrow better. We should be driven. Everyone should have their own personal drive to be better. That makes sense?
No.
If yesterday you accomplished this, then I expect you to accomplish that tomorrow. Right? You jumped off a building yesterday. I want you to jump off the moon tomorrow. Right? Well, try. Keep trying or die. That's the point, right? Look what you just said. We can't go to the moon. Right? Try. Once you try for the rest of your life and you don't do it, then tell me that we couldn't go. Right? We'll try. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the first real person to go to the moon. And not that that movie that America played of somebody going to the moon with that aluminum shit. طيب هذا وصلى الله عليه وسلم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. I have a question. Wait. I have a question. Who was here on time? Who wasn't? Who was late? Raise your hand if you were late. Why? How far do you live? $15 away? You don't live on the north side? Huh, you live on the east side? Okay, I'll give you a pass for that then. That's sort of far to walk. Okay. Who else was late? You? Why were you late? Huh? Who? Why? So you were serving your guest? That's a good excuse. One of the only good excuses that you were serving a guest. Because the guest has the rights in Islam, right? Why were you late? Who else was late? You. Were you late? Why?
I was praying Salah.
You were what?
I prayed Salah late.
Well, that's not a good excuse. What did you do before that?
I went shopping with my mom.
Oh, you helped your mother shopping? I accept that. I accept that. Who else was late? You? That's it? Who? Who else was late? Good people. Quiet. Assalamu alaikum.